All right, Shalom. It's the brother Kasha Kwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Akwakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Today's lesson is going to be on symptoms of negativity, all right, and pretty much how to relieve these things, or just not how, but like advice, admonition on how to relieve these things. All right, and I'm just gonna boil it down to one main thing, and I just have, two precepts. However the Spirit, leads it is how it leads it. But two main precepts I want to bring out to show you how to combat these things. So there's, as you see here, a list of 10 things that cause. It says some symptoms of negative energy in your body can include. So there's symptoms. These 10 main things are the symptoms that can be seen when negative energy is about you, or you have it actually on you or in you, and you can point them out. And there's one word that pretty much sums all this up, but we're going to get to the first one. It says restlessness, right? Usually restlessness, you can't sleep. Someone who moves and tosses and turns around bed, you'll consider that restless. Like, man, sit your ass still and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting an adequate amount of, shutdown time, if you could say. It says sleepiness. So sleepiness is going to derive from the restlessness, meaning you can't get the rest that you need. So therefore, you're going to feel sleepy and groggy the next day. Okay, which brings in turn grumpiness, very irritable, things of that nature. Kind of like when you're hungry. There's a Snicker commercial. They be acting like a diva, and then they give him a Snickers bar. He's like, bro, you was hungry. That's why you was acting like that. Because hunger brings irritability, and sleepiness brings kind of, irritation as well. Nervousness, all right? You get that like nervous, jittery feeling. All right, that brings hesitation, and I always say hesitation gets you killed. Say when you're driving, you don't know if you should make a left or this left before this car comes, and you're like, oh, I'm nervous, and then you end up making a hesitant decision, which gets you fucked up ultimately. It says stomach aches. Now, these nervousness, sleepiness, restlessness, that can revert to you actually having actual health issues, such as bad migraines and things of that nature. What you're saying right now, you got headaches and stomach aches, the 4 and 5, showing, hey, this negative energy doesn't just affect you spiritually and the mental side of things, but actual negative energy affects your body in a carnal sense. Same thing with like having stress. If you have too much stress, it can be a lot of stress on your heart, which in turn gives people die from stress. Straight, simple and plain as that, because they're too stressed out and they haven't just sat back and just relaxed. That's why you see people having heart attacks at the age of 30. It says fatigue and exhaustion, which goes hand in hand with all these. All these are like quote unquote what you would call synonyms to one another. They're alike. It says heavy breathing, shortness of breaths, and things of that nature. And there's ways to prevent these things. Also, the scriptures tell you what, abhor not the medicines of the earth. If you got, I'll be real, like me, sometimes I got shortness of breath. I've always had it my whole life. I don't know why. But see, there it goes right there. There's certain herbs and remedies out there. Like one of the main things, if you have shortness of breath, go buy some bee pollen and take some bee pollen. It says confusion and tension, sudden mood swings, you're bipolar. That's why I say you get these restless and sleepy and you end up being very irritable. You could be one thing one way, and then the next time you're just like, fuck everything, Excuse my language, Salakia. It says anxiety and depression. Now, I'm going to bring out these scripts to show you how to combat these things, and it's only one thing, okay? So here is the word, careful, okay? If you're experiencing these symptoms right here, you're being careful. Simple. Now, in this sense, in the society, things are turned upside down. Like, a prime example, like the word smart means a sharp pain. The word careful is actually a quote unquote negative connotation. People, when they use careful, they seem that it is positive. But when you really look up the definition of careful, it means mournful or sad. Okay? When you're too careful, there is something called overthinking. All right? And that's when you're being too careful, or just being careful in general. Now, you can care for somebody and be careful for someone. All right? That's like in a different sense. But in this sense, being careful is being mournful and sad. It says full of care or woe. Right? It says full of care, meaning you're always worried about something. Okay? It says anxious. Right? When you're anxious, you're always in an anticipating type mind frame, like you're anticipating something to happen. When you just like, bro, chill out, let things flow. That's why the scriptures say what? Confess thy sins and force not the course of the river. When you're not you're forcing the course of the river when you're being overly careful, man. Okay? It says full of concern. You're always worried about something. The scriptures tell you not to worry and to cast your burden and your cares upon the Lord. You're not supposed to be sitting here worrying about whatever. Just go with the flow, okay? It says applying attention. Exactly. Another word I like to use is the word amusement. When you go into the word amusement, it means to divert one's attention to. If you're too careful, you're overly amused by something, and you're worried about it. That. You may have a bitch or something. You're always careful because you're worried about her cheating on you. Look, if that bitch cheat, leave her. You know what I'm saying? And she's gonna reap what she sows. You know what I'm saying? If she wanna be with somebody else, she wanna be whatever. She gonna reap what she sows. Your car, your job, all these other things. Don't be overly careful about it. They come and go. Simple and plain as that. The Lord allows what he allows and disallows what he disallows. Just go with the flow. It says painstaking, circumspect. It's a good thing to be circumspect, but there's a such thing as being overly circumspect. I always describe myself, when I start getting into the truth, I noticed I was 3 things, okay? Because we all self-examine ourselves. I'm just going to put it out there to the audience. 3 things that I know I am. I'm observant, I'm analytical, and I'm logical. 3 things that I know that I'm bad at. I'm over observant, over analytical, and over logical. You see? It's the same thing. The scriptures tell us to be circumspect, but don't be fucking paranoid. Because paranoia brings a word called what? Doubt. If you're paranoid, you don't believe you're safe. You know what I'm saying? If you're paranoid, that means you don't believe the Lord got you. Come on. You see? Don't be too careful. It says miserable and unfortunate. If you're too careful, you're a miserable individual. You see? Or you ever heard someone say, man, he cares too much. Sometimes you have to not give a shit. It says miserable, unfortunate. It says causing fear and frightening and terrible. Well, doesn't the scripture say he does not give us the spirit of fear? So why should you have that spirit of fear on you? It says a sick bed. Right. When you're over careful, you're in a sick bed, which goes to show you these 10 points right here. It goes into fatigue and exhaustion, heavy breathing, stomachs. That's a sick bed, man. All right. And it says judgment day. That's crazy how it ends like that. Judgment day. You see? So this is Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. It says, be careful for nothing. Simple. But not so simple. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto the Most High. Right. Meaning cast your burdens, cast your cares on the Lord. All right. Let your requests be known. You may be going through something. Man, well, I'm going through this, that, and there. Boom. You sent it up to him. Leave it there. Walk off. Keep moving. You see what I'm saying? The Lord will take care of that. All right. It says, be careful for nothing. Let's get the word careful in the Greek. In the Greek, it's meramnao. Meramnao. Let's see what it says.
Strong's G 3309. Merenao. Merenao.
Merenao, Salakia. Merenao, and that means what? It says to be anxious, to be troubled with cares. Bro, hey, them Christians be saying is be let go, let God, but literally, yes, let go and let Yahweh Bashim Yahushai give him room to work. You see what I'm saying? Even though you could do, I'm not trying to put Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in a box, but that's the best way I can explain it. Like, if you're overly careful, you're not giving anybody space to do what they need to do. You see what I'm saying? This is Ecclesiasticus 30:24. It says, envy and wrath shorten life, and carefulness bringeth age before the time. Right. You start aging quicker, literally, and you start cutting years off your life and your time because you're so careful and worried about certain things when you just let that shit go. You know? How do you get wrinkles? By caring too fucking much. If you want to keep a young appearance. And I know a lot of men in this truth, man. They look young, but I'll tell you another thing. The apostles and elders, they get better by age, from what I've been seeing. You know, they look younger than what they are. You know what I'm saying? And I got me personally, I'm like 30, and people still tell me I look like I'm 18, man. You know, so it's like when you cut off the certain cares that are worthless, really, you start realizing how much space you have for positive energy to start seeping inside of you, and you just marinate in that, and you just be a positive person. You can focus on the things that you need to focus on. If you're too careful over there, it's like that's energy that you could be putting in something like bettering yourself, or starting a business, or saving your money, or getting the things that you want. Because there ain't nothing, yeah, this place is going to end, but it's nothing wrong with going to go get that car that you want, going to go get that girl that you want, going to get that house that you want. There's nothing wrong with that. We're still here. Yahushua taught us best how to master both realms, the carnal and the spiritual realm, because he did it. You see what I'm saying? He mastered it. So why not us master both sides as well? We're still in the carnal sect. Get your shit together, but of course, level up in the spirit too. Leveling up in the spirit will get you the things in the carnal, like real talk. Wisdom will get you things. King Solomon asked for the wisdom, and the Lord, he said, since you asked for wisdom, I'll give you this, that, and the third. What was that? 1 Kings 3, I want to say. So it's like, when you're overly careful, you're going to experience symptoms like this, man. You're restless, can't sleep at night, because there's always something on your mind. I did a lesson way back when, I think 2019, I want to say 2 years ago now. And it was this title of the lesson was called Take a Mental Dump. Sometimes, your body has to cleanse and you actually have to take a shit. But your mind has to do the same thing, because it ingests a lot of things, and then it digests some things, and then some things that digest are the nutrients that goes out of it. And I'm talking about knowledge and wisdom wise and things of that nature that go in you. And then some things just need to be shitted out because it's waste. And there's certain cares that you need to just let go because it's waste, and you need to take a mental dump and make sure you wipe your mind's ass afterwards. Simple. So there's no residue left over. So with that, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Brother Kasha Qualin, until the next time. Shalom.